with all of the Doge savings, all right, going forward, let's say they can't claw it all back now. Can't they readjust the baseline with that money that we've all agreed that we're not going to spend on anymore, right? We're not going to pay for Drag Queen Story Hour in Ecuador or whatever the hell it is. That if they find hundreds of millions, billions of dollars in money that Republicans say we never should have spent that, can't they readjust the baseline and start from there?
They could. That option is on the table. And in fact, the chairman of the budget committees tells CBO what baseline to use. And that's one of the conversations that they're having now. Should we adopt a baseline that basically says the tax cuts that were passed in 2017 are permanent and they exist into perpetuity? Or should we go off what the law says, which is they expire by and large at the end of 2025? You can direct the CBO as long as the parliamentarian will go along with it, and as long as members of the Senate will go along with it, you can instruct the parliamentarian to use whatever baseline you tell it to. So yes, they could play with these numbers a little bit, and they could build in some of the savings that are going to accrue from the Doge cuts, some revenue gains that could occur because of tariff increases. All of these things could be built into the baseline if they choose to do so.
Yeah, I mean, it would be amazing. We've talked about the debt being unsustainable forever, right? Right? And now we're at like almost 37 trillion. It would be an amazing victory, I would say, for not just Donald Trump and not just Republicans, but for the nation, if next year we were able to go, okay, well, there's $1 trillion in savings that Doge found. We're going to take, a portion of that and reduce the debt. We're going to pay our creditors, not just service the debt, which is a lie because the debt keeps going up, but actually see the debt rolled back and then continue to roll back. Because what are Democrats going to do? Come into office and say, vote for me so I can raise your taxes and increase the spending and increase the debt that we just got under control?
Yeah, it would certainly put him in a bind there. And listen, both parties are to blame for that nearly $37 trillion in debt. They've both been complicit in the overspending. And now this is the first serious conversation, and Doge is leading the charge. But hopefully they're not the end of the story, because Doge can't do it all on its own. We need Congress to lock in a lot of these spending cuts if they're going to be made permanent. Otherwise, they'll either be undone by the courts or they'll be undone by future administrations. So we need everybody rowing in the same direction here. But we simply can't tolerate multi-trillion-dollar deficits as far as the eye can see. At some point, we don't know which straw will break the camel's back, but at some point, a straw will break the camel's back, and we'll start to see a real collapse in our economy. And folks like Ralph Norman know that well. It was on your show earlier. But unfortunately, not everybody in Congress has gotten the message yet. But that's what we're here for.
For full shows, live and on demand, it's Salem News Channel.